Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's reading. This is Are You on the Right Path? I was guided to use the Mystic Moon Tarot cards today. Starting to use those a little bit now, and only 2 piles. And both piles have 5 cards, which isn't surprising because 5 means being on the path. So that makes sense. It also means resilience. It also means, change, etc. So, but spiritually speaking, it means being on the path, not on the right path, but being on the path, which is the right one for you. So, so we're looking if you're on the right path. So choose one of the piles, 1 or 2. The crystals that are on there are blue apatite and what is that one? Russian seraphonite. Both aid in communication and aid in connecting with spirit guides, etc. So kind of similar, both of them. So choose the pile that you are most drawn to. I'm going to open the energy and let you choose. All right, and then also I should mention this crystal up here is I'm going to say it wrong, Sintamani, and it is a wish fulfillment. So obviously if you're on the right path, what you're hoping for is fulfillment, right? So anyways, let's get started. So I'm going to move the pile number 2s over here and look at pile number 1 and see what the cards tell us. Put that up there. Okay. They go this way here. All right, so pile number 1. You've had some sort of success. You've had some sort of victory, some sort of, you've defeated something, some sort of opponent of some sort. Now that could be a person or it could be a situation. It could be anything, but you've had a victory. That's what this shows me. And now your cup, your cup, this is the Ace of Cups, which means emotionally especially, you're having new beginnings and your cup is beginning to fill, and there's a lot of flow happening here. You're holding your cup up to the divine in this card, and you're letting the divine fill your cup. So emotionally, but also spiritually in all kinds of ways. So as a result of this victory that you had. So that's pretty cool. The next card showing here is Temperance, which is all about balance and moderation. So whatever this victory you had, that is opening you up to the flow of the universe and allowing you to fill your cup, it's also bringing you lots of balance and moderation on your path. Now the next card is the Devil card, and it's upright. So what this card is wanting to remind you of is don't get too focused on material things, okay? So you're on the right path. That's what this is telling me. You've had a victory. You've opened yourself up to the universe, into the flow, into the divine, and you're trying to keep everything in balance and moderation. So this is don't get too focused or succumb to too many indulgences in the material world. So I almost feel like this, and this might not be for all of you, but what's coming through very clearly is that some of you have overcome addictions of some sort. You've overcome some sort of physical, being addicted to some sort of physical thing, and you've overcome it. It brought you to this place where you're connecting with the divine, which is great, and fulfilling yourself emotionally, spiritually, and otherwise. You're taking all things in moderation and bringing that balance into your life. And so the only warning here is, to be very careful not to become too focused on the physical world. So there's many forms of addiction. So, don't replace one with another. That's what I'm hearing. So, maybe you were addicted to, I don't know what, video games, say, and now you're moving on, but you're working and you're not playing, you're working too hard and not playing. That's just another addiction, right? So that's kind of what I'm hearing this card is saying. Just to keep things balanced and in moderation. Just be aware of that, that draw, that anything in the physical world can have. And then I see here you're the Princess of Pentacles, which means that, you know, you are doing well financially, and you're going to do even better financially. So that's funny. The paradox here is the less you focus on the financial, and that's what this card is saying, the more it'll come to you. So so some of you might have been about addiction, but some of you might be about, like, you've had some sort of financial struggle in the past. You've opened yourself up to the divine flow. You know, you've brought things into balance. Don't focus too much on the financial aspect of this flow, okay? It's coming, and trust that it's coming. Don't get too obsessed with it. Don't get too concerned with it, because that will block the flow. So the message here is you are going to be fine financially, okay? So you are on the right path. Either way, whichever one relates to you. If it's about financial fulfillment, or if it's about just personal development fulfillment, you're on the right path, you know. But just don't get too focused on the physical aspects of that path and the financial aspects of that path, is what I'm hearing. You're emerging, okay? So that's what this is. You're emerging. So yeah, you're emerging. Actually, it's here, right here. It's where this card wants to go. You're emerging from this struggle. You're emerging into the being that you're meant to be. So that's beautiful. So that indicates as well that you're on the right path. And let's see what else we see here. Oh, we have a few cards. So the angels are celebrating that you're emerging. They're very excited about that. So that's very cool. And then, so you're emerging from this struggle, whatever this struggle is. They're celebrating, and look, you've got your arms stretched out, and that in both of these cards, you're reaching up to the divine. So that's amazing, and you're being celebrated. You're being rewarded. Matching this Temperance card here, forgiveness. So remember to forgive the past. Don't hold on to it. Don't be weighed down by it. Just forgive it and let it go. All right. So dreams. This is to counteract this physical world. So make sure that you stay in touch with your dream world. You can have your dreams, but let your dreams guide you. And make sure that you're visiting in your dreams, and however else you do that, make sure that you're visiting your non-physical world, is what I'm hearing. And then miracles, look at that. So I told you, they're coming. It's coming. Don't stress about it. There are miracles happening in your life. All right. And then there's two more cards here, and it's serenity and power. So you've found your serenity and you've found your power. So this, especially if you've ever battled addiction, which some of you have, that this brings you serenity here. This reaching out for the divine and bringing the balance back into your life, and the moderation back into your life, and the forgiveness, especially, right? Forgiving yourself first and foremost, and then asking for forgiveness from others, and forgiving others for whatever their part in your path was. But you found that serenity in all of that. So that's beautiful. And you found your power in that as well. You found your power in not being attached to the physical, and overly attached to the physical, and in connecting to your spiritual and non-physical world. You found your power. And as a result, all these good things are coming to you. So you are definitely on the right path. All right. So keep it up, and you're going to be just fine. All right. Now I'm going to switch to my pile number 2 to see what the cards say. All right, here we are, pile number 2. Here you are with your crystal, the Russian Seraphinite. You can look that up if you're interested. And here's how the cards are. Wait, let me do this again. This is how the cards are laying out. 8 of Cups, the World, the Queen of Wands, okay, the 4 of Swords, and the 8 of Swords. All right, What is this telling us? There's a lot of reverse cards here, so that's interesting. Okay, so the Eight of Cups tells me that you have achieved some sort of emotional fulfillment, especially fulfillment on an emotional level, or you're on the cusp of it. You're right on the cusp of that fulfillment. Um, so, but there's something that's eluding you, okay? Something that's eluding you, and it's emotional, and you need to seek it from your intuition. This is the moon here. I see the moon here, and this is the path to. The moon is all about intuition and emotion and all of that, the divine feminine. So you're almost there, okay, is what it's telling me. Okay, the World card is the next card. So this tells me you need to open your world up. Okay, so to get there, you need to open your world up. Maybe you need to travel, which is difficult right now, I understand, but you can travel in many ways. Locally, and you can do those staycation things and whatever that is, but also what I'm hearing is travel through reading and exploring the world any way that you can. There's lots of ways. You need to explore the world a little more. That's what I'm hearing. You need to explore the world a little more, and you need to open your world up a little bit more. Okay, so maybe you're being protective of yourself emotionally, and that's why you're just on the cusp and you're not quite in that place of emotional fulfillment that you want to be in. This Queen of Wands reverse tells me that you don't have a plan. You're lacking a plan and a strategy, okay? So you're going with the flow, which is fantastic, right? And going with the flow is fantastic, but also you need to know what you want, and you need to know what you want and have sort of a plan of how to get there. So I recognize in myself, when I was very young, I was a goal setter and a planner, and I was meticulous about that. And then I moved out west and I became less of a planner and more of a go with the flow and trusting and whatever, and that's beautiful, and we want to be that. But then when I come full circle, you realize that you need the best of both. You need to be able to go with the flow, so that when obstacles present themselves, you can go around them and easily, and just adjust your plan. So you need the plan, but you need to be able to adjust the plan. Okay, so maybe that's what you're learning here, and what you haven't quite learned yet is that yes, you going with the flow doesn't mean you throw the plan out altogether. Going with the flow means that you have your plan, but you know how to adjust it when you need to, and you know how to go around the obstacles. So what I'm hearing here is the reason you're not on your path, you're almost there, but see, you need to open your world up a little bit more, and you need to, like, you're looking at this moon and this intuition here. You need to open up, because the world is your oyster, is what's coming. So you have everything open to you in the world that you could want or need. It's all there for you, but you have to choose. And if you don't have a plan, if you don't know what you want, if you're not choosing, then nothing will come. You'll stay in this kind of place of abundance, because of the abundance of opportunities, the abundance of possibilities, the abundance of everything. But also, you need to pick one. You need to pick something. You need to go for something. You need to commit to something, is what I'm hearing. Okay, so that's what's going on there. So the Four of Swords upside down. You need to rest. It's a time for rest for you. You need to rest, okay? So no, that's actually incorrect. I'm sorry, it's reversed. You need to come out of this rest period. So this is you've been asleep. That's okay. What I hear, maybe you do need rest, but physical rest. But maybe that's what was coming. You need physical rest, perhaps. But you've been asleep. You've been sleepwalking, is what I hear. So your idea of going with the flow was sleepwalking, is what I'm hearing. So, by not choosing, not having this plan, leaving it all up to the universe, to the whatever, that's great to trust in the universe, but you still have to have some, what is the word I'm looking for? There's a word for this. Like self-direction, some dominion over yourself. That's the word. You have free will. So the universe is going to offer you everything. So you have to figure out what you truly want, and then you can choose it. Okay, so you've been a little too, what's the word? A little too asleep. You've just been letting the unconscious do its thing. You need to bring some of your unconscious thoughts into the consciousness so that you can see clearly what it is that you truly want and what it is that you truly desire, and get on the path that's going to take you in that direction. Right now you're on a path that can take you anywhere. That's what this shows me. You're on a path that can take you anywhere, and that's great. You know, you have that abundance of opportunity. The whole world is before you. You have, you can, that's great. That's a great place to be. And congratulations for getting to that place, because, it's not easy. But you need to move beyond that now, okay? You need to move beyond that, and you need to get clear on where you want to go, okay? Whoa, sorry about that. I guess they wanted to make that point. You need to get clear about where you want to go, is what I was saying. And that's, obviously they wanted to emphasize that. So, you need to do some inner reflection. You need to bring some of those unconscious thoughts to the consciousness, and figure out what your desires are and where you want to go, okay? So, yeah, okay. So this card in reverse, the Eight of Swords. Now, if it was upright, it would be limitation and restriction and confinement. But because it's reversed, yeah, you're going to have this awakening, this liberation, and this you're opening to change. So what this card is saying is that learning from past mistakes is the best strategy for living your best life. Okay, so make sure you learn from your past mistakes. You've been doing that. You've done that. You've been looking at your past mistakes. That's what that card tells me. You're ready to grow from those experiences, and you've yeah. So if you're wondering, how do I figure out what I want, this card is telling me that, because the world is my oyster, I can have anything. You've realized that now. You've come to that realization. You've done the work to get there. You've come to the realization that you can have whatever you want. You're wondering, how do I get to the place of, fulfillment? And it starts by, having a clear goal and a plan, and then, bringing those unconscious thoughts to the consciousness. And this card is saying, there's no limitations. So, but the best way to start, if you're unclear, is about what you do want, is what you don't want. So look at your past and say, I've been there, done that, don't want that again. Just eliminate, process of elimination. So what don't I want? Look at that, and then that'll help you identify what you do want. Okay, so that's what I'm hearing, and we're going to have some angel cards to add to this, but that's pretty clear. You've done a lot of work. You're great. You're on the right path. This is just telling you, you're on the right path. You've faced your emotions. You've faced all your stuff. You've connected with your intuition, and you understand all of this now. You understand the abundance of the universe. You understand that the world is your oyster. I keep hearing it that way, but you know what I mean. And so you're wondering what it is that you want. You need to bring those unconscious thoughts to the consciousness, and the best way to do that is to look at what you don't want. You have no limitations at this point, no restrictions. You understand that. So that's kind of leaving you flying in the wind a little bit, untethered, I guess is what I'm hearing. So yeah, to bring some clarity, look at your past, learn from your past mistakes, figure out what you don't want to repeat, and then that eliminates, a bunch of things, and then you can bring some clarity into what it is that you do want. So yeah, you've done a lot of healing. This is the card that came out here that goes with this one, with the Eight of Cups. You've done a lot of healing work. I can see that. That's why you're on this cusp, and you've gotten to that place of you've faced your emotions, you've dealt with that, and now you understand the abundance of life, and the abundance of the universe, and the abundance of the world, and how you can tap into it. You just have to choose what you want next. Okay, so that is really beautiful. Let's see what else popped up here for you. So enchantment. Yeah, you're remembering now. You're remembering how this all works, and you're intrigued by it, and you're believing in the magic of the world again. You've reconnected to that, and that's beautiful. And that's a really, really great place to be. Okay, so the next card that came up is signs. So pay attention to the signs. Okay, so yeah, pay attention to the signs. There are some signs that are coming to you for sure, that are, when we're at this place on the cusp, and we're kind of like, where do I go next, and I don't know where to go. There's so many opportunities. You're at all these forks in the road. There's so many forks in the road. There's going to be signposts. Okay, there's going to be signs, so tap into those. And like I said, don't go backward, that's for sure, and don't go down the paths that will lead you to the same place that they led you to before. Start to eliminate those paths, but pay attention to the signs. There's lots of signs that are being given to you. I see here this self-acceptance card that's going here with this, needing to awaken a little bit, and so yeah, to awaken a little bit, and bring those unconscious thoughts to the consciousness. You need to accept yourself, okay? So the good, the bad, whatever, it doesn't matter. Accept who you are, right? And that will help lead you in the direction you need to go. So you are who you are, accept that, and then the path for you will show itself. Okay, that's what I hear. And then divine timing. Okay, so there is a divine timing. Don't get impatient. Don't get frustrated if it's not happening overnight. Maybe you've been in this cusp place for a while, and it's been frustrating you, but there is divine timing, and you can't force that. Okay, so just allow the divine timing. Okay, allow your timing, but allow the divine timing. You have your own timing, and you have divine timing, and when they come together is when everything comes together. Okay, so they're reminding you to be patient. And then we have two beautiful cards that came, intention. So this is what you're setting here, right? This is what we're looking for. You need to set an intention, whatever this intention is, because you haven't been setting an intention. You've been so open to all possibility, which is fantastic, and open to going with the flow, and open to letting the unconscious, world do its thing, because that's so unlimited and open, and you're open to change and everything, and that's all great. But you need to set an intention now, okay? That's the next step on your path. And then the card that comes from here is romance. So I don't know if some of you are already in a relationship, and that means you're going to be taking your relationship to a deeper level, or if there's a new relationship coming, new romantic relationship coming for you. But that card indicates there's something around that area of your life to look at. And maybe you need to set an intention with that, okay? And then I hear we're going to pull one more card is going to come. One final card. There it is. Playfulness. Okay. Oh, two cards came. Perfect. No, it's just the one card on top. Sorry. Playfulness. So, okay, you're taking it all too seriously, maybe, even though you're going with the flow. You're getting bogged down. You're getting bogged down by, I have to figure this out. Play a little more. When you play, things seem to become more clear. It's really interesting. When you're, I've said in the past, I have my best thoughts when I'm not thinking at all. That's when those aha moments come. When you're playing, you're relaxed. Your mind is relaxed. You're just in that childlike, version of yourself, which is very connected to your intuition and your inner guidance and your inner voice. And so sometimes when you're just relaxed and playing. Oh, that's why I heard you need to rest. You need to play a little more. Okay, that's what it is. You need to play a little more to bring that those unconscious thoughts to the consciousness, so that you can set this intention and start moving along the path, because you're on the cusp. You're just sitting there. See, look at this. You're sitting there. The path is in front of you. You have all this abundance awaiting you, but and all this emotional fulfillment here, and intuitive fulfillment and spiritual fulfillment here. But you're sitting there. You don't know. You don't know. You know, this looks like a straight line, but there's all kinds of lines in front of you, and you don't know which one to take. So yeah, play a little more. If you bring some playfulness into your life, that's going to help you with that. Are there any other cards that want to come? Any other things for my pile number 2? I feel like there's one, like we're missing a piece. There's one more piece to this. What deck wants to speak to pile number 2? Oh, the Sacred Creator deck. Okay, that makes sense. To give you a couple of clues, maybe. Let's see what they want to say. Okay, there's your card. All right. Oh, perfect. That's a great card. Okay. Magic happens when you most expect it. Okay. So that's what this intention is about. So you figured out that the magic, remember I said you remember that there's magic in the universe, this enchantment card over here. You remember that there's magic in this universe, and that, the world is your oyster, and you have all of those possibilities, and et cetera, right? So you're just sitting here waiting for it, and, waiting for it to happen. But magic happens when you most expect it, which brings us back to this intention, this plan, the Queen of Wands. Magic happens when you most expect it. So 44, this is master creator, master creator energy. Okay, so 4 and 4 is foundation and foundation, and when they come together they make an 8, which is abundance. All right, so you need to create those foundations that come together to create the abundance. So magic happens when you most expect it. So yes, it's very magical. There's a lot of magic that happens, but you need to intend. You need to set intentions. So this is very clear, this reading. And playfulness will help you with that. Make sure to remember that, okay? And follow those signs and accept yourself. You are who you are, and allow this divine timing, okay? And congratulations on this healing that you've done. You've done so much. All right, so that's what I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please like and subscribe if you choose to. And thank you very much for coming, and I hope that you'll come back again.